Yeah, this first slide talks about starting Futuremakers Club in your schools because you'll be driving innovation, you become an AI leader, and you create ethical AI systems. This is just a content page. This one talks about how Afro-descendant people are changing the world with AI. It's very impressive. This Ethiopian lady, she raised $85 million, was like 2, 3 years ago. She's based both in Ethiopia, Kenya, and New York. And you that you're building community gardens and stuff, this is your lady. She has now built, yeah, this it's called Grow Intelligence, GRO Intelligence. You should check it out later. It's now the At the time it was the leading platform the world's banks were using to understand agricultural data. Right.
Wow.
So she built it. It's crazy. So huge. The second one is carrying from InstaDeep, where he built this company called InstaDeep in Tunisia. It's an AI decision-making company. You can imagine maybe trains, when trains are moving, how do you decide which train should come, what direction they should go, those kind of things. That was one of
Yes.
the applications of this software. It was the biggest train operator in Germany was using their platform. And the most notable one is COVID-19. The first vaccines that were created was created with this tool, right? So pretty powerful stuff. I've been working with him since 2016, and since then we were able to kind of create, along with Zindi, we were able to kind of create a model where they run Zindi competitions in African countries, and then they hire the people who win the competitions. So they had an office in Lagos, in Kenya, in South Africa, and Tunisia. Now you now have this great minds in Africa working on stuff, and then they sell it in Europe, which is making a lot more money. Absolutely incredible setup. I made an investment to myself in the company in 2019, and only 3 weeks ago, the acquisition has been completed. Do you want to imagine how much it was sold for? Try put on a number.
Let's see. Well, 100 million. I don't know.
Yeah, 100 million is on the slide. No, but well, that was 3 years ago we wrote that. It sold for 600 and over $650 million. Wow.
Wow.
Yes. Wow. So this is us. These are Africans. We're doing this already. So we need more of our people to know, and we need more of our people to do more of this. Yep. And I'm equally excited about and the thing I sent you, three of the guys from ALU created that startup, right? Chamba Data. I hope I can support them the same way I supported these guys to get to the same place because it's amazing. It's amazing places to get to. Well, why do most of us not do this? What's the problem? This slide talks about the problems. What are the challenges? The first one is my school does not teach AI, or my company does not train me in AI. That's it. And how do you fix that? Because I mean, education systems in most African places, it's 30 years old. They're teaching 30 years old curriculum. So how do you make your curriculum responsive? Other things are there too, but this is like the main one. And so that's why we decided to create a club where we can help, you know how to say, well, we help teach people how to fish. So we teach you how to learn, right? We can't teach you everything, but if we teach you how to learn, you can go learn on your own. So you'll find that the curriculum we have here is not the deepest curriculum. It's just enough to create like awareness and interest, and then give you friends who want to do the same thing so you guys can learn together, work together. And then we're here as mentors. We can always help you out. We can connect you to our friends. There's just so much we can do to empower you to do it by yourself. Because yeah, we can't cover the whole water. So that's what we're doing here, right? Where it says, all right, become a future maker. After 3 months, you will know what AI means, and you will believe that you can can play a role. You have an understanding of how the world is changing because of this. You will have a boosted professional profile because we will enforce that you post on social media. You must make posts, you must do GitHub, you must create your Zindi profile. Those are the ways, those are the things recruiters search for. If you don't have those things, you know, they don't know what to look at. So you really don't, it's hard to get hired. So, and then hopefully we can also help you get an international network of people that you can build your skills with. This shows how, the ambition is to have over 100 clubs, right? So right now there are about six, four in Africa, two in the US. And we're going to be creating more of these clubs and we'll get everybody connected. That's the idea. And you can see Futuremakers do many things from writing articles to making posts on social media. This is David, by the way. That's when he was a member himself. I think this was maybe 2020, by the way. I mean, 2020. So he was a member, and after that, decided to kind of be like a program manager driving the stuff. And hackathons, we joined hackathons, especially through Zinji. And there's a lot of speaking happening as well. Motoni, after I'd written about her in 2018 on Forbes. After writing that article, everybody wanted to meet Motoni. It was crazy. She's from Kenya. This picture is taken in Dubai. She was flown out to Dubai to speak in front of a thing that was broadcast to over 1 million people in the world. It's crazy. So it just gets people places. There was a fortunate part to this too, in that after that, she started getting hacked, which is messed up. When you get popular, there's people who hate what you're working on, and so decided to hack her Google Drive and hack everything. So it kind of like affected her mentally at the time. So yeah, so it's not all good stories. But that also helped her understand that cybersecurity is important. So now she protects a lot of her things and all that. So it was interesting. And this lady, Amal, is from Tunisia. Now she works at DeepMind in London. It's amazing. Um, so yeah, this is the Tunisia chapter. They won the hackathon, which was up to $8,000 that they was awarded to their computer lab after they won that. Phenomenal group, 80 people. It was very, very, this was the most powerful group at the time. But since then, unfortunately, we didn't have that handover. So after it was handover two times, the third time we didn't get a good leader. And so now the group doesn't is not there anymore. So that's unfortunate. So I would really love to avoid that in other groups. Since then, ALU has now become the top chapter. So let's keep ALU there. Although yeah. Um, well, you say you don't like competition. So yeah, just compete with yourself. Because I was going to say that the Kenyatta guy is coming for you. Yeah.
We
Um,
do something,
mhm,
definitely. And we'll get
yeah.
somebody to talk about it because left to me, I am not that good at marketing and
Mhm,
talking about things that I've done.
mhm. No, it's something to, well, first get a partner that, one of your leader people who's good at that stuff. And then secondly, that's good to build it. It's good to build it, and I can help from time to time because you must have that. It's the only way you get rewarded for the work you do. I remember at Goldman Sachs, for example, my first year, I did so much work, I produced so much stuff. After the year was over, my review came and they were like, "Oh, we're not sure if you're interested in the work. We're not sure if you're like enjoying yourself." I'm like, are you serious? I put so many hours and I did so many things. What do you mean? What happened is because I don't talk in meetings, they claim I'm not interested. Like seriously? So that's when I started to learn to talk. So now I talk a lot. Yeah. The lady who was describing all the things I did, she got a promotion, describing my work. You can imagine.
Wow.
And here I am being told, oh, I might get fired because I don't talk. So, yeah, the world needs you to describe. You find out how comfortable you are. There's people who are very comfortable, so they speak. If you're less comfortable, at least you must know how to write email summary. You have to
Yeah.
summarize what you've done on email or LinkedIn. You have to post. So yeah, that's this group. And this is a list of other people who've started somewhere and ended somewhere, right? These two guys, they're in Microsoft UK now. Perez, I talked about her already, UK. Martha, she's in Germany, I believe. Yeah. And Firas is in the UK. So a Tunisian guy. So there's a lot of movement happening with people, and it's awesome. We just need to scale this stuff. We need to get more people here so that I see you guys as an army of friends who are futurists, like just hundreds, maybe thousands in the future. Just together, you guys just you're future makers. Like you guys do stuff together, and I hope we get there. So this summarizes that again, that schools and companies are not teaching you guys about new technology and whatnot, so we're mostly behind. So how can we have these career management practices that help get you there? This is the three, you've possibly heard of this before. We split our curriculum into three. The first part is what people expect. We give you awareness on future technologies, AI, blockchain. I'm trying to see if we can bring in cybersecurity as well, because I don't want you guys having your Gmails getting hacked when you get popular. So yeah, we'll bring in some cybersecurity and all new technologies. Like this is a place you can discuss it with like minds, right? The second one is workplace skills. Like I just said, yes, if you don't learn the soft skills, you don't get the promotion you deserve. So how and typically it doesn't get taught in schools. They just teach you the technical stuff. They don't teach you the soft stuff. So we will take you guys through at least 10 topics on soft skills. Right. And then the last one is legacy, right? This one, it says you can understand history, ethics, because this is what will now help you figure out, okay, what are you going to do with these new skills you've learned? Do you just use them to, like, are you a person that's driven by purpose, driven by, passion, or are you just working for money? So you make your own choice after you've gone through the legacy things we have. We have a lot of stuff. For example, if I was to ask you, why is Africa where it is now? Why did Africa fail 500 years ago? What would you say?
Uh, why did Africa fail 500 years ago?
Hmm.
I think because we don't have um okay. I think it's because we are not united in a way, and we don't have the knowledge of we are not knowledgeable in terms of technology. And
Hmm.
we when this the colonials came with things that are not that we get too carried away, like, oh, these things are new, or these things,
Mm.
based on what I've had and the books I've read, and people getting sold for mirrors and things that are not that, because we don't have awareness, we lack our awareness, and we're not collaboratives, we don't protect each other and all that, and we don't have
Yeah.
technology skills.
So those are good answers. And in fact, before Africa fell, are you aware of, like, I don't know, the biggest innovations Africans contributed to civilization before that time?
I've heard of the innovations in Egypt,
Mm.
and astronomy and all that. Now
Mm.
yeah, and astronomy, architecture, and yeah, that too, and medicine.
Mm.
Yes, that's the only thing I know.
Well, those are many. Those are more than most. So I'm glad that you know that much. That's great. Um, this is actually how our discussions happen. If you remember the discussions, basically it starts off with this kind of questions I just asked you to see what people already know coming in. The idea is that they probably know 20, 30% to just see, get their brains going. After that, then somebody does a presentation or you guys watch a 10-minute video. Usually we have like 30 minutes of video, but together, maybe you guys just watch only 10 minutes. So it's not like then people can go watch the rest on their own. So first of all, people answer these questions for like 5 minutes, then spend 10 minutes going through something together. Or it can be an article people will read. Then they come back and now discuss, okay, now that you have seen it, what was surprising, what is new, blah blah blah. That's what happens. And in terms of this specific question, yes, I hope all future makers are very clear and aware of why Africa failed, so that you then decide if you allow it happen again. Yes, don't allow it happen again. Right, yeah, we have a topic on that, so you see it. It's very clear things. Um, the particular one, maybe I'll share with you because I don't know the topic even goes into it enough. Before the it failed in the middle of 1450, um, we were at the same level of everyone else. We were creating innovations. We were doing amazing, but we did not. The gun. If there was one word, it's gone. Africa failed because of gun. Yep. We were strong. We had horses. We had archeries. We knew how to fight. There were only two people who defeated Alexander the Great in the world, and one of them is African. So that's crazy. It was an African queen of Sudan. So she was one of two people in the entire world who defeated her. So we knew how to fight, but we didn't keep up with new technologies, and the gun was that new technology. So when the gun was brought and used to fight against us, it was the Battle of Gao in Mali. So the Moroccans fought the Malians and used the gun to kill them. After that, Africa was left open, and everybody started to come, all the white people, and they came on. Here we are, 500 years later. We've not covered. So I need you guys to learn cybersecurity. I need you guys to learn AI, because AI and cybersecurity are the guns of the future. So we must know all that stuff. So yeah, we have topics on that. I think there is this kind of summarizes. There are learning pathways. There's a beginner one, which everybody should go through for 3 months. After that, people have choices of to go and do many other things, right? On this first one, there are just 10 topics here. It's a mix of the three things where you have things like AI career, intro to, like you should follow it from top to bottom, unless you really, really want to skip some. So you can see AI career, intro to Africa AI, how do you win over job recruiters, history of African innovations, why did Africa fall? Those are the first five, right? And then you have communicating like a boss, using generative AI at work, real life uses of AI, accidents to avoid while building AI, problem solving tips, right? So this is like the main one everybody should at least like attend every 2 weeks. You can have one session. So if it's every 2 weeks and you have 10, so I guess 20 weeks to go through everything, which I guess is more than 3 months. So several months. After that, people choose to come back, and then there's so many more topics. There's the advanced. There's also people who want to specialize. If you want to be a responsible champion, then you just be doing all the lawyers will probably want this one, but they will just be doing all the things on national AI policy, data security, privacy, all that stuff, right? They can go deep into that. Others can go deep into soft skills. Maybe that's what they want to learn. Others can go deep into technical side. They only want to just learn about technical things. There's AI APIs. I'm glad you already know how to use Azure Translate. So that's stuff that's inside here. So yeah, that's how that works. And this page, you've already done the things here where it says this is how you create the club, where you have to generate interest in 2 to 3 leaders and 5 members. You have to create your circle on the app. You have to create your social media accounts and have everybody also follow Alliance for AI on Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook so that you can get all the information of what's happening. Schedule your kickoff discussion, schedule up to 4 other discussions on the platform, and then that's really that. So these things we can do together here. Let's see. Uh, you have 10 more minutes. We'll just spend 10 minutes doing this part.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So we'll do this part together and then you'll be ready to go. Let me see if there's any other slide to look at. Okay, so this very slide, I think you will, when I send you the deck, is like the last slide. So it captures everything I've said. So if you ever forgot something, you can come back here. So before the session, what happens? Learners register on the app. They can watch the videos and read the articles if they want before the call. But if they don't, that's fine too. On the call itself, usually 1 to 3 people facilitate it. It can't be you all the time. At the beginning, maybe David would join and help, then you would do. But really, the idea is this is a leadership playground. We want everybody to practice presenting and driving conversation, right? So the people who are in charge or responsible, they should have watched and read every article so that they would facilitate the conversation, right? During the discussion, first 5 minutes, like I said, I didn't mention this one. First 5 minutes, we want people to say what their wins are, like how have things, good things happened the last 2 weeks. I'll show you what that looks like very soon. After that, then 5 minutes, there are prompt questions where they ask questions to see what people already know. Then they spend 10 to 15 minutes watching a video or reading some articles or listening to a presentation. And then 10 more minutes discussing what happened, right? Then at the end of it, after the discussion, they mark their attendance on the app. You just click a button on the app and type in some comments of what you learned. And ideally, you should post some of those learnings on social media as well, because then it starts to build a profile of like, okay, you don't only talk about fun stuff on social media, you also talk about AI. And recruiters search for that stuff. So it'll build people's individual profiles. The first one here on the wins, let's see the wins, what do they look like? This is the wins. Basically, at the start of every session, you should show this page and be like, okay, everybody, who has a win to share? You can type it on the chat, or if you're brave enough to speak, tell us what your win, what happened, right? And there are many examples of win. Maybe you wrote an article, or you spoke somewhere, or you worked on an AI project, or you got an AI internship, or you recruited a new member to join, or you actually created an AI startup, right? So there are many things you can do, or even you posted on social media. That's a small win, but nice, right? So that people kind of are aware of what positive things look like, so that even if they can do today, in 2 weeks they can be thinking of this, and hopefully they do more. Yep. I hope this helps. Any question on what I've talked about very quickly?